Hey BeerTubers, Ryan here with a September vlog update. Seems like it's been a while since I've done one, so I thought I'd go over some things going on. First, start off with some homebrewing stuff. I'm drinking on my whip beer I brewed up. I used Cascade and Styles hops on it. Did a step mash on it. Was kind of a horrible brew day, but the beer turned out great. I used really fresh coriander. Homegrown coriander, very fresh, really makes this beer. I only use dried, store-bought, bitter and sweet orange peel in it as well. But I'm really happy with what it turned out for my first whip beer. It worked out really good, really well. I'm gonna try this one again, definitely next time I get fresh coriander again, and then next time I'm gonna step it up and use fresh orange peel, maybe even some lemon peel, maybe even some grapefruit peel in there as well, just to get some really fresher, bold flavors. But I'm really happy how it turned out. It's about 5.5%, so a little high for whip beer. I also brewed up the saison that I used Citra and Saaz in, and I didn't have as much. Or sorry, I used Sorachi Ace and Saaz, and I didn't have as much Sorachi Ace as I thought I did. So unfortunately, it wasn't very hoppy, kind of in terms of flavoring and in aroma. But it turned out pretty good. I used the Wyeast 3724 yeast, which is known for stalling out if you don't get the temperature up. But at that time, my garage was just really warm. I did a ramp fermentation in my temperature freezer, and then once it was up to like mid 70s, took it out, threw it in my house, which was probably upper 70s, lower to mid 80s. And eventually just tossed the thing in my garage, which got up during the day at least close to 100. And that thing finished out pretty well. And got both those kegged. They're on draft right now at my house. Scotch Ale. Scotch Ale was kegged, then bottled. I had a very hard time bottling it. I had a lot of issues. I was using a new keg. Had not bottled from that one. Hadn't had any previous issues bottling from my other keg. Don't know what the deal was, but I lost a lot of beer in it. But I did manage to get it bottled. I'm going to probably wait a little while to maybe do like a wrap-up review of that one. I want it to be really bold. It has a big oak and big smoke flavors on it, so I built the thing to age, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll get to that one once I get the other guys who did the Jameson's Homebrew Challenge for that. Speaking of Homebrew Challenge, you probably saw my video. I posted a really long brew day video. That was for my Hokie Homebrew Single Hop Challenge. I did Motika, which is a New Zealand hop. And that thing is in week 2 of fermentation. I'm going to be dry hopping it shortly. Going to get that one bottled and hopefully shipped out. So I'll definitely be doing wrap-ups on that one since I've been doing the progress on that, unlike the whip beer and the saison. After that, I'm going to do my Kiwi IPA that I mentioned in one of my hop vlogs. I have all the hops for that now. I just got to brew it up, have a recipe all ready to go. Probably going to be doing that next weekend. This weekend is going to be a couple events on Saturday. I'm going to Zwanze Day at Stone. That is Cantillon's latest release. There's Zwanze, which is a kind of their experimental lambics that they do, and the only way you can get this year's version, they're not bottling it. It's going to be draft only. There's only 2 breweries on west of the Mississippi in the U.S. that are getting this beer. Stone is one, the other is Russian River. So I already bought my ticket for it. I'm going to get a taste of this year's Zwanze, last year's Zwanze. Another Cantillon, which Dr. Bill picked to be Isis, which I've had before and is probably my favorite Cantillon I've tried. And there's another beer he's going to have, and I think there's a food pairing. So I'm going to film that. After that, Churchill's, a local brew pub, is going to have their Sour Fest. So I'm going to be heading over after that. I probably won't film that one, though. It's going to be a lot going on that day. Week after that, I plan on brewing that New Zealand hopped IPA. Then as far as future beers, I'm trying to figure out what I want to brew next. I might try a pumpkin ale. There's some other recipes I want to try. We'll see kind of how the weather goes and that kind of thing. See what kind of ingredients I can get as well. And I'm approaching beer review number 200, which is awesome. I still have not figured out what I'm going to be doing, but I have edited up through like 196 at this point, and I still haven't quite figured it out. I probably might shoot it this weekend. I don't know. I might be going down to Coronado Brewing Company on Sunday. If I do, I'll try to shoot footage of that. They have a brew pub out on the island in San Diego Bay, so I'll try to get some footage of that. They do some great beers. I haven't reviewed too many of theirs, but so it'll be good to get it from the source. Also, if you saw September's month of West Coaster, I did a little mini article on kind of hops. Like hops of, I mean, they're pretty much full harvest right now, if not already harvested throughout the country. It got really, really warm here last week. It pretty much fried all my hops, but they had already been picked. So I'm pretty much fully harvested. I have a few straggling Fuggle and Mount Hood hops left, but not really much of a yield to do anything with. And the rest, I cut down all the vines. They're already done, so gonna just keep them dormant now and let them come back next year. I'm hoping to add some more varieties next year as well. So I think that's pretty much going to wrap up what I'm doing this September between next weekend and the brewing weekend. I don't plan on doing any fall seasonals yet. It's still been fairly warm here. I mean, last weekend was flat out hot. We had our powder outage last Thursday, and that was pretty interesting. My day went it was okay. I mean, we don't have air conditioning at work. So it made for a really, really hot week, and I left work about an hour and a half before I normally do, and I ended up getting home about the same time as I normally would on a normal work day. It took me an hour and a half to go home. My commute's usually 15 minutes or less, so traffic was horrible. The lights were out, but I got home and everyone else was power out, so we just started, hey, let's meet at my aunt's pool, and you'll see a review from that pool the following day, but we just had a party up there and had a good time, actually, all things considered. So that was kind of the interesting event in San Diego this past weekend. I don't think any beer was harmed, or hopefully no beer was harmed during the blackout. It lasted different times for different people, and all my beer's fine, if you wanted to know. And let's see, anything else I can think of at this point? I think it's going to wrap it up for September. Fall seasonals, yeah, I'm going to wait till it cools down a bit more before I get to them. I do have the Brewery's Autumn Maple, and I think that's probably it as far as like kind of true fall seasonals go. So I'll get to those in October and later. So because it's still pretty warm here, and I still have a couple sours to do as well. I've been doing a lot of sours lately. Great summer beers. So until next time, cheers.